Why, hello there. What is up? My name is Lex. I am joined by my friend here.
Jesse?
That's Jesse over there. And you are now listening to the first episode of MMA Bro podcast. This is it. So, we're officially started. So, my name is Lex. This is part of the Awkward Side Hug media outlet. So, this is going to be our MMA podcast on that media. And, so we want to start off this first episode just to a nice little format that we're going to try out. We're going to test out. So since it is our first episode, we wanted to start off by kind of just going over the last two cards that happened, and then by the end of the episode, we'll try to go over the next two cards that are happening. Just to and everything in between. It's gonna be fun, baby. It's gonna be fun. So, Jesse. Oh yeah. By the way, I'm like super sick, so we decided like, hey Lex, let's wait until you're extremely sick, and then let's start a podcast. So. That's what's happening right now.
So you might hear a bunch of coughing, and then you might have to pull away a couple times. So
yeah.
That's going to be the reason why.
Exactly. But, so Jesse, 2 cards ago, UFC 242, Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Dustin Poirier. And I think also on that card, Edson Barboza versus Paul Felder.
That was a good fight. That was a really good fight.
Yeah, that was actually a good one. What did you think of Barboza versus Felder?
I liked it because everyone was both of them were really aggressive.
Yeah.
But you can see towards the end, Barboza started to fade away, and he was running around. He was running back a little bit when Felder was pressuring him.
Yeah.
But I do feel like Barboza got robbed though. He won the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, that's what everyone was saying actually. That so you think it was a robbery?
I think it was a robbery. I want to.
Or was it like a clear robbery?
It wasn't like a clear cut, for sure Barboza won those 2, by a same amount of points. Yeah. I think it was by the hair of it. So, because Felder, I can see the argument for Felder if you're one of the judges. But I think one of the judges, scored it, in insane, lopsided. What was,
Yeah, I heard about that.
I forgot the number, but
yeah,
it was really bad, and there's no way.
And I heard there's a lot of horrible judges' decisions in general recently, as far as UFC and MMA and all that stuff. It's some of them are pretty staggering, but
it's kind of hard though, because I understand. I feel for the judges because it's hard to determine what's more damaging. For example, the Henry Cejudo versus Mighty Mouse, where Henry Cejudo won by a split decision.
Barely.
Yeah. And in my opinion, Mighty Mouse won that.
I'm surprised they gave it to Cejudo on that one because you know how they have the old phrase of you have to beat the champion.
Yeah.
Same thing. I think Henry maybe barely beat Mighty Mouse that day, and I don't know if that was enough to change the titles. So, but that's that's interesting.
So, judging's trash in general.
Yeah, exactly. Basically.
UFC and boxing same.
Oh,
boxing's more corrupt though.
Yeah, boxing's on the legitimate corrupt side. That could get pretty crazy sometimes. But dude, so the main event, Khabib versus Poirier. What do you think?
That was nuts, man. Leading up to the fight, I really thought Dustin had the arsenal to beat Khabib. Everyone was criticizing, well, not criticizing, but they're counting out Dustin a lot, Dustin out, assuming he was some chump. This guy has a black belt in jiu-jitsu. He has an insane fighting style. He has crisp boxing. Yeah. He's patient. He can rock you. Yeah. He had everything.
And he caught him too.
He caught him.
He did catch him. It looked like, just because and he had a good point. Poirier, he was saying in an interview where he knows that he touched him and hurt him because after that first blow that he landed, you don't really react like that if you didn't get hurt, and it could be kind of faces his head down or he just started backing away right away, and I was like, yeah, that was intense, man. But dude, yeah, it's just like all the other media outlets have been saying, man, Khabib. I think I heard Chael Sonnen say that, dude, Khabib is just that much better than everyone else. It's not that like nobody's been able to really test him, and it's just crazy to see like how much better he is than everyone else. And I think Chael had mentioned something about like he's to the point where he's never really faced adversity. Yeah. So it's just, and that's why I'm excited about him versus Tony Ferguson. But that's another topic. We'll get to that.
That'll be another
with Dana and all that stuff, man. But
it's hard for Khabib. Everyone can say like he's one dimensional. It's wrestling, but he's fucking good at wrestling. Like, he is insanely good. He has top control. He can put you in a position he wants to push you. Put you in. Yeah. He can have his way with you, and everyone can try game plan as much. It was like, I think Tony Ferguson said in a game plan in a podcast. He said like, Dustin, you can't learn wrestling in in a couple months. Like, it takes years. Yeah,
I think that was on the Ariel Helwani show.
Yeah,
I heard it. Where he went on to say too. Tony did on that show. I think where like you said, you just can't learn that type of wrestling in that short amount of time. And Tony claims to have that exact skill. Like he said that he has those natural skills to lean a certain way or like reverse on a certain side. If once he faces Khabib, which hopefully that'll be a fun fight. But yeah, before we get into that, another Dinah,
make it happen.
My foot was a balloon.
There's a cool video where they do a remix. My foot was a balloon. Just over and over again.
Are you talking about like the cartoon or something like that?
Oh no, it's not that.
That's
cartoon.
A different thing, right?
It's another one.
You've seen that one too, right?
I've seen that one.
Oh man, dude, that's freaking hilarious.
This is the one where he says, "My foot is a balloon," and they show the clip of him like stopping his foot before he enters.
Oh really?
Yeah, and you just see it. It's like normal. Basically calling him out on that lie.
Yeah.
Lame ass excuse.
Oh yeah, he saw. Yep.
Because that's his that's his ritual when he goes in.
Yeah.
He goes, stomps, wipes his feet.
Yeah.
But also to mention that not only did Poirier hit him, like tagged him, and had Khabib running back. He had him in a guillotine.
Oh yeah, the guillotine on top of that, man. It's like a lot of people are analyzing it. Obviously he got out of it, but a lot of experts are saying that Khabib was in a lot more trouble than we might have thought that he was in. Yeah. But and then I heard Matt Serra also say that had that been someone like Brian Ortega, like Khabib probably would have been out, because whereas like Brian Ortega has like. He's like the master of jiu-jitsu. Someone else brought up a potential matchup that would be tough for Khabib would be Justin Gaethje, because he's like a
wrestler,
college level, like Division I wrestler level. But yeah, that's speaking of Gaethje though. The card that happened most recently, I believe it was a ESPN Plus fight card, Fight Night 158. Donald Cowboy Cerrone versus Justin Gaethje.
I'm not gonna lie, on that card, that was the only one I was interested in.
Yeah. Because I know Todd Duffy was he used to fight like a while back, right? Like this was his return or something like that. But did you see the highlight with Michael Pereira? He did a backflip.
Yeah,
in round 1.
He gassed himself out and he lost it by decision.
He ended up losing that fight.
That was funny. And the what's his name? Tristan, he was actually a short notice fight.
2 weeks notice or something.
Yeah, so he didn't have like no full camp. He didn't have any time to condition for that fight. Any pacing. But that fight, man, Justin Gaethje versus Don Cerrone. That was a fight that people. Okay, so back to also like Dustin Khabib. People think that you need drama to, make a fight popular. MMA has grown.
Yeah.
And there's like a huge fan base now. It's no longer in the shadows of boxing, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. It's its own thing now. Yeah.
And I think fans were excited over both these fights, and they didn't need anyone to trash talk each other.
Exactly.
It was just like everyone knew about them.
Yeah. Before, during, even like right after the fight, they were all hugs and everything. But dude, it's crazy. It Gaethje all the way during that fight, man. It was Donald didn't have an opportunity to really get anything off, and I'm a huge Cowboy fan too. But I remember Gaethje said in an interview as well that I guess they trained very well for Cowboy in that, like, every time, like, he saw Cowboy's feet get set, that, like, that means he was, like, about to throw a kick, so that's when, like, Gaethje would, like, move out of the way or, like throw some, like, a strike. And yeah, Gaethje brought up a good point because they trained for that specifically. Cowboy, not only did he not land anything, but he didn't throw a kick, as far as, like, kicks. And, dude, yeah, Gaethje's going to be a problem, man. He's a problem.
Gaethje has changed a lot since I think, what was his last fight? His last loss was against Dustin Poirier, right?
Yeah. And in that fight, he was like whooping Dustin's ass like the entire fight. Yeah. It wasn't until like the last round. I think at the beginning of the round, he just caught him super clean. And he not only was he like Gaethje out on his feet, but he was even like kind of motioning him with both of his hands, like come on, let's keep going. And he was like clearly out of it though. It was nuts.
And then he lost to Eddie Alvarez, didn't he?
Eddie Alvarez.
He lost to Eddie
Alvarez. That was his first loss.
And then he lost to Dustin Poirier the final. So he was on two loss streak. And then he beat the one guy I call him Homer Simpson, who's like is slowly. I think he's lost every fight
James
since
Vick
then. Yeah,
has lost every fight since then. Yeah, I think to the point where he's moving up in weight class now because he's lost so much. Yeah,
people are using those excuses.
Yeah, but, exactly. But that never made sense to me though, because like I don't know, maybe like correct me if I'm wrong. But if you keep getting knocked out or if you keep losing at a certain weight class, like unless you're really depleting your body to make a certain low weight class, like for me, like if you're like a Luke Rockhold or a James Vick, if you make the weight fairly easily for your weight class, like moving the excuse of moving up a weight class, I shouldn't call it an excuse, but moving up a weight class and trying to have that be the solution, that seems a little dangerous because just in the way that how it worked out for Luke Rockhold.
Oh, he got
that was nasty.
And he got knocked out twice technically.
Yeah. At the end of the first
round, and it wasn't even a late hit either.
Oh, really?
It just right before the bell connected, and he was dazed from it.
Yeah.
But it's like these fighters. I mean, to a certain degree, it does affect you.
Yeah.
But like those are for like people who take massive weight cuts.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Kevin Lee takes a massive weight cut, but for his situation, he still didn't like do well in the welterweight. Was it welterweight?
I don't know if he's moved up to 170 yet. Has he?
No, he did. He lost to
RDA. That's right.
He lost to RDA. I mean, in fairness, RDA is a tough matchup.
Oh yeah, exactly.
He's really good jiu-jitsu. He can pressure you, but Kevin Lee, man, that's another one we should talk about because Kevin Lee, he talked his way. He was up there for the lightweight, and then,
dude, I was just watching the Kevin Lee and Tony Ferguson like pre-fight like hype interviews and like the one where it was on Fox. When UFC was on Fox.
Yeah. And,
dude, they were good trash talkers. It was really good, like, entertaining video. And, like, Kevin Lee's a really good talker. He's a great trash talker. But yeah, dude, after that, he just hasn't been able to, like, kind of, like, find that dominance. But, but now that we've moved on from the first part of the show and, like, kind of recapping what's happened recently, Kevin Lee, he's actually training with George St. Pierre now, actually.
Yeah, I heard.
That is crazy. Well, what do you think, like... Oh, man. Yeah, that's gotta help, right?
I mean, in a sense, but I think Al La Quinta, right?
Al La Quinta?
Yeah. Al La Quinta, there you go. He made a good point. You can go train wherever you want, but if you don't have the mentality to see that you're screwing up and that you've been on these, like, losing streaks and you're not willing to analyze your skill set, it's not going to benefit you. Because it's true, like, he doesn't take anything seriously. Like he lost to RDA, so he saw, like, oh, I saw Habib did a really good job. I'm coming back to lightweight. It's like, dude, it's like, you've gone up, you lose, and then you go back down. Like, you can switch camps all you want, but if you're not willing to analyze yourself.
Yeah, dude. Oh, man. Yeah, it's tough because, like training with GSP, that... and obviously, since GSP's training with him, GSP's saying nothing but nice things about Kevin.
GSP will help.
Yeah,
having GSP in your corner.
But you got to think that's got to do something. So obviously he's gonna improve. But you're right. I don't know if we'll see, man, because it's not GSP in there in the cage.
Yeah.
Fighting for Kevin Lee's fights. So I don't know. Maybe there's got to be something that he's not he's just not doing right in his most recent fights because he had it. He was on a tear, you know. He was on a bit of a roll there.
And just because GSP is in your corner or in your gym doesn't necessarily mean he's teaching you anything.
Dude, GSP was apparently he was at the freaking Fit Expo that I was at in Vegas.
Oh really? You didn't see
Dude, yeah, and Anderson Silva. Okay, so when me
PEDs or what?
I know, right? Oh, damn. I asked him like, hey, you take BSDs? He's like, honestly, you know, it's about the under and he's like, I think this is very helpful and but no, dude. So okay, so me and Steven went to the Fit Expo and so one of the first people I saw, because last year I took a picture with Max Holloway and Felice Herrig. And
was Max Holloway a cool dude?
Yeah, he was chill. He was super chill. Yeah. Dude, he's my height, dude.
Are you serious?
We're like the same height. I'm like 5'11" and a half.
What's his what about his arm length? Are they?
Oh, dang, I didn't even notice. I'll have to look at the picture. Well, we'll post a picture on the awkward side hug Instagram. But dude, he's like, that was the first thing that struck me. Is like, dude, he's the 145-pound champion, and he was basically my height. I was like, that's dangerous. Talk about another guy who cuts like his entire life's worth of weight just to make the class, man.
But his chin's not affected by it.
Not at all, dude. He's the bigger man against like any 45er.
Like Ortega, and Ortega apparently, like, a lot of people thought he had heavy hands too.
Yeah.
Because he knocked out Frankie Edgar.
Yeah, dude, the only person to do so. Yeah, Holloway couldn't even knock out Edgar, but dude, I wonder what's up with Ortega. He's been taking a long break.
Yeah, I don't know. Apparently, he wanted to fight on the Mexico card.
Oh, that would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Probably just fell through.
I think there were... I forgot what fell through. I forgot who he was supposed to fight. But, yeah, he wanted to fight on the Mexico card. I know Yair wanted to fight Zabit in the Mexico card as well. Yeah. But that fell through. So now the...
Jeremy Stevens. Yeah, but, yeah, dude, freaking, yeah, so when going back to the Fit Expo, Steven and I were there. The first person I saw this year was Anthony Pettis, actually. Because Steven and I,
really?
To be honest, we only really wanted to take a picture with Mandy Sachs from WWE. She's freaking beautiful. Gorgeous, Sachs? Man. Like, yeah, it's the one that we posted, actually.
I don't follow wrestling, so...
Oh, man, you're going to follow it after this one, man. Just look up Mandy Sachs, and you'll be like...
Mandy Sachs.
Yeah. Watch, I'm going to see you with a WWE shirt tomorrow, man. I'm telling you. Telling you, man. But dude, she's freaking fire. So we went to that booth. It was like the Limitless booth, right? Like this company. And as we're like, where's Mandy? Like we were trying to figure out like if there's set times that these celebrities were gonna be there. And dude, to my left just walks up like nothing. Anthony Pettis. I'm like, oh damn! Like what the hell? And like I just see someone like from in front of me like go back to Pettis. He's like, oh like good to see you, champ. Blah blah. And he's like, oh he was very friendly. He was like saying hi. I was like, no way, because I wasn't expected to see like anyone other than like Mandy like at that specific thing. And turns out that Limitless booth or whatever, they had a bunch of people. They had Chuck Liddell was there.
Oh really?
Ken Shamrock was there when we went there. And then Steven and I left early, but like I said, GSP ended up being there, and then Anderson Silva was there. And I guess GSP and Anderson Silva did a face-off, and it went viral. And but yeah, they just did it for fun. But
didn't they train at the same camp? They trained the same facilities for a bit.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Because I think that's one of the reasons why they never fought each other. It was because like they're in the same.
Oh, maybe in the same camp.
Yeah, and it was out of respect.
Probably, yeah, because they're both the goats. So.
But dude, Manny Sachs.
Dude, she's fire.
I'm like super distracted right now.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, she's fire.
I might watch wrestling.
Dude, when I saw her in person, man, I was like I fell in love, fam. Like it was real.
You try to find her on Tinder?
Yeah, dude, she was real. like it was crazy too, cause like we lucked out, cause we were in line and the line was super long, and we finally saw her. Like, oh damn, like there she is, right? We couldn't believe it, and then so we were like, screw it, we'll just wait in line. And then Mandy, I guess, got pulled away by like the head of the Limitless company, off to the side, like around the back, like where you couldn't really see any of them anymore once they went back there. And like the Fit Expo goers could still walk back there, but we're like, oh, where'd you go? And we were even kind of like, we only want a picture with her anyways. So he's like, oh, let's see if we could, see where they went. So we turned the corner, and yes, sure enough, she was just taking a photos for the company, I guess, in front of this huge wall that was blocking our view.
Yeah.
And what it was is, I guess it was her advertisement, right? It was her face,
okay.
her new website that she's promoting. And so they were taking professional photos at first, and then like sure enough, like a couple fans like snuck in, like one fan snuck in. And I was like, oh, like this is our moment. So then we were able to sneak in, and oh man, it was amazing, man. Like but yeah, dude, freaking speaking of
But back to that fight with the Justin Gaethje and Cowboy Cerrone.
Yeah.
I know Cowboy starts off slow. Like he always starts off slow. Like,
yeah.
Like
That's true.
He'll lose like the first round, and then the second round he starts warming up. He gets a tempo. He starts filling out the opponent, and then that's when he starts kicking ass. But man, I did not expect Gaethje to knock him out.
Dude, that quick, yeah, man, that was freaking nuts.
He's patient too. Like I was gonna mention this that before he was a human. Like obviously his nickname is the human highlight reel, right? Yeah. So he's always rushing into things because he wants to have the highlight.
Yeah.
But now that he's more patient, he's like taking his time, picking apart his opponents.
Yeah.
I think he's actually really like a huge threat to Khabib as well.
Yeah, man, he's gonna be hard to beat. Like he's gonna be fun to watch, dude. That's for sure. But speaking of hot females, I wanted to ask your opinion, Jesse. Who do you think's if you had to narrow it down to one, who do you think's the hottest UFC female fighter out there
right now?
As far as looks wise, since we were just talking about Mandy Rose right now in WWE.
Dude, Michelle Waterson, in my opinion,
she's fire.
it's Michelle Waterson. Like between the two, it's Michelle Waterson and Paige Van Zandt.
She's hot. Paige Van Zandt, yeah.
Yeah, she's cute. Yeah. But man, Michelle Waterson, dude.
Yeah.
My goodness, like that's how when my wife has a kid, that's how I wanted to look like.
Yeah, freaking dude, yeah, man, I might have a problem, man, because like before we started recording, we were kind of looking through photos of some UFC fighters or female fighters, and like basically everyone you listed off, I was like, dude, she's fire. I'm like, dude, like all of them, man, like even like. If you were to say Cyborg, I'm like, you know what? I can see it, man. I can see it. Like I don't know what it is. I think it's just the fact that it's like a female fighting. I don't know why. I guess that's like the Mexican in me. It's like it attracts me. But it's like, oh, you want to throw down, eh? All right.
Yeah, you're gonna go after Jermaine or what?
Will you marry me, fool?
You gonna go after Jermaine?
Oh, that's what I can't do. Actually, yeah. Dang, I don't know. I think I secretly have something against Jermaine Gerardime because, man, I don't know. Like maybe she was injured after she won the title. Before Cyborg became like the number one contender, but I don't know, that just like I guess it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I kind of felt like she ran away from that fight, but we'll see if she's the real deal, because she definitely has like the biggest test now with Amanda Nunes coming up. But,
there's no way. I don't think she's gonna be Amanda Nunes
with that cutie Amanda Nunes, but
dude,
but
she'll actually handle you.
Yeah, dude, seriously,
so
man, all that. But yo, man, so yeah, man, since we're talking about fighter, what's the hottest male fighter looks wise?
Oh, dude,
we gotta give love to the female fans out there.
That's tough.
The one female fan.
The fact that I think about this is really like I'm taking it really seriously.
Like it's not that you don't want to answer it, it's just that you have so many options right now.
I feel like Conor McGregor is really the attractive one. If I was gay, like that's the guy I would go after.
You go after that confidence there.
No. But I'm afraid he might beat my ass.
Okay.
Behind the closed doors.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like he's gonna be coked up, just beat the shit out of me.
Yeah. It's like, I don't give a fuck. Jesse,
my foot was a balloon.
He's like, I will KO you inside the third round. My foot was a balloon.
Dustin Poirier looks like a guy who'll beat your ass, but take you out to a nice dinner.
Yeah, he's a nice looking dude. He's a nice looking. Like,
and he builds wells for.
Man,
you know what? Dustin Poirier.
Damn, man,
he's the guy.
I'm getting a boner right here. That's crazy. He's a very likable person. The one thing I think I forget who I think is my buddy Daniel brought up is that he.
The fact you guys brought it up is pretty.
Yeah, right. Yeah, not as far as looks, but he just has no personality.
Oh.
He has like zero personality. But I mean, speaking of someone else who has no personality, and to be honest, probably my pick for this question would be I'm about to answer the male one, but not the female one. I have to think of for the female. for the male one, dude, Luke Rockhold. Like
Rockhold, yeah.
He has zero personality, but not only that, he's actually like not funny. Like I think he's annoying. Yeah. Like everything that comes. But dude, man, as a heterosexual male, he is one attractive human.
Isn't he a model? He's also a model on the side, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, so I believe it. But
he was getting hot in this room right now, dude. It's crazy.
He just got a boner. Yeah. But that was my favorite press conference. Was Bisping and Luke Rockhold talking trash. If I believe I see achieve.
Believe I see achieve. Believe I see achieve. You sound like some self-help book crop.
But who's the female? Like who's
dude,
the hottest female?
You know what's
fighter?
crazy? Because like there's a lot of hot ones for me. Like we were just talking about like Alexa Grasso, like the Mexican who's on this card. Like she has that like I was just saying how like she has that like the cutest Latina like face ever. I was like man, it gets me turned on because I feel like she's gonna stab me and I'm gonna like it, you know. And you know, like Paige Van Zant's obviously hot. Oh, okay, like for me right now, and for two different reasons, I think it's probably between two if I had to pick. Rachel Ostovich, from Hawaii. Yeah. She's like she has my heart, just like. But also number two.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. She's freaking fire. And then number two is Bullet Valentina Shevchenko. And it's funny because it's not even that she's like, you know, supermodel 10 out of 10 status. It's just that, you know, she's super, you know, she's cute. Like she's actually like underratedly cute.
She has a body.
Dude, she has a body. She like fights like a mother, and like it's like dude
fucking kick you in the fucking face.
Yeah, man.
But
I think we're starting to find out a lot of weird stuff about me today. But have you heard that rumor? This is like my favorite all-time rumor about Valentina Shevchenko, that since she's like an expertise fighter, she's an expertise like gun person, like with guns. Like
she loves guns. Yeah,
she knows like 8 languages or something like that, and like like the rumor out there is that she's like a trained assassin from like a foreign assassin from another country.
Dude, that I wouldn't doubt that. Honestly, she's such a badass.
Yeah,
dude. So when it was funny because me and my roommate, shout out to Luis.
Yeah, Luis.
We had this conversation one time. We were just chilling, and I was like, you know, who do you think's the hottest UFC fighter? He's like Valentina Shevchenko. I was like, dude, she doesn't look that cute. And then he sent me a picture. I was like, God damn.
Yo, dude, she's I'm telling you, man. Like, I don't know if there's any ladies out there who could kick my ass. Hit me up. You feel me? But I think before we end off with the next couple cards, I just wanted to play one last game. This is kind of like inspiration from the Brand Split podcast. I remember, shouts out to Young Baca. He had asked our buddy Daniel a question if like he thinks he could beat up Ronda Rousey, right, off of off of like a few like a year's worth of training or 2 years of training. And I'll like his response always stuck with me because he's like, oh, like off 2 years training, and then he's like, 2 years training, he's like, give me 4 months, I'll whoop her ass. I was like, dude, so I was like, I'm gonna shoot a couple your way. So do you like? We'll just say 3 months from now. Let's say like they book it and you have 3 months to train. Do you think you can beat up Valentina Shevchenko in a fight?
No, dude. Dude, I don't even think she can beat. I think she can beat Henry Cejudo in a full.
Exactly.
Henry Cejudo can have a full camp. There's no way that short man's
on a full camp. Dude, you're right. She could probably beat like
she can,
anyone up.
Dude, it can be 5 males against her. She'll beat the shit out of all of them. Like,
exactly.
I think she could beat Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
Like,
you know what? I mean, I think our general consensus to the question before this is that she might be a trained assassin. So you're right. She could probably beat up a lot of guys.
I feel like if I had a gun, I still would lose.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because she'll probably get one too. She'll get it from you.
Just shoot me in the leg.
Yeah, exactly. But let's see. What about Chris Cyborg? Does Jesse 3 months from now? It's booked. You have 3 months to train with like the best trainers, whoever you can.
Oh yeah, dude, I can beat.
Damn, you got Cyborg.
There's a reason why she had the sex.
Oh,
no, I'm sorry.
Bad guy. I don't know. Yeah.
I'm sorry from them.
I love Cyborg.
But yeah, dude, because based on the Amanda Nunes when she was just swinging like a fucking wild person.
Oh man, that was
you can just tell like she just leans on her strength the most.
Yeah.
Fuck, give me Amanda Nunes in my corner and I got this.
Oh man! All right, we'll give you one last one.
All right.
3 months. We book. You know, we're on a big UFC card. Jesse got the call up. 3 months, train with whoever the best camps, and the opponent is CM Punk.
Who's that?
I
know Brian. Brian got pissed off right now.
I know, right? Brian's out there mad somewhere.
Dude, I don't have to train to beat CM Punk.
Damn, Jesse versus CM Punk next UFC
dude,
card.
my 1 year jiu-jitsu is gonna be good enough.
Yeah. Damn, dude. You tap him out in a minute. CM Punk, I will submit you inside 1 round.
Does he even fight anymore?
I don't think so. His contract, I believe, from what I remember, was a 3-fight contract. And he's only fulfilled 2. And there's been not a single rumor since then. Because at this point, dude, it's hard because he's already fought pro, so he can't really do any more amateur fights, like officially or whatever.
And that hype train's been derailed too.
Yeah, dude. So it'd be a hard one. So I don't even know what his plan is. To be honest, I would prefer if he goes back to wrestling, just because like he has such a big name in wrestling, and then like having tried the UFC thing and going back, like it wouldn't hurt him at all. But
you lost me. I don't give a shit about wrestling.
yeah, exactly. You only know CM Punk, the UFC fighter, not the wrestler.
Yeah, I honestly didn't know he wrestled until I saw the fight.
Yeah, seriously.
They were just talking about his transition. I was like, oh,
dude, shit is wild.
But I know.
But yeah, so to end it off, let's take a look at the next 2 fight cards. So coming up September 21st, Saturday, is the Mexico City Arena ESPN Plus Fight Night 159 card. And, dude, that's going to be a dope one, man. Yair Rodriguez versus Jeremy Stephens.
Yeah, it's going to be a really good fight. I don't think Jeremy Stephens wins that one.
It's going to be a tough one. To be honest, I feel like it's a tough fight for both of them. But if I had to choose a winner, I would maybe put my money on Rodriguez. And it's hard to bet against Stephens just because he's such a heavy-handed person. But at the end of the day, who the fuck is that going? But he really does got them hands, man. So it's really hard to bet against Stephens, but I would probably put my money on Rodriguez if I had to.
I feel like he lost to Zabib pretty badly, and I feel like Yair is like the Mexican version of Zabib. Yeah.
Dude, that might be right.
So
that might be right.
I mean, I can see your argument because he did fight Korean Zombie, he was losing that fight.
Yeah,
and then it was that last minute knockout.
It was the last. Oof! I just rewatched that, man. They literally just stood like in like cylinder blocks. It looks like in front of each other, just like paused and like they just took turns like unleashing like combos and like punching at the same time, striking at the same. It was wild. That was such a fun fight.
Korean Zombie, man. That guy's a beast.
I'm a huge Korean Zombie fan, man. That guy's the best.
Him and Cub Swanson are one of my favorite fighters.
Oh yeah.
It just sucks that to me in my opinion, they will always be the gatekeepers. Like they'll never have a shot at
like really moving up.
I mean, like
we'll see.
Cub Swanson had an opportunity, but he lost against Frankie Edgar.
Yeah.
And then Brian Ortega. So that doesn't help.
Freaking co-main on that card, Carla Esparza versus my bae, Alexa Grasso. I think Alexa Grasso probably takes that one too. Just like her performance against Carolina. Mm-hmm. Carolina, she was her performance against the state. Her performance against Carolina was dude, it was nuts.
I didn't watch that fight. Was it really dominant or?
Yeah, it was. It's not like Carolina did bad from what I remember, but I just know like Grasso like really impressed and that's all like the comments you would see too, like the live comments as it was happening too. Like everyone was just like, man, like Alexa killed it.
I know Carla can take a hit and she.
Yeah, she's tough.
Yeah, so she's tough. So that's gonna be an interesting fight.
Yeah.
I don't really see anything else. I'm really interested.
We go off to the next card after that, Fight Night 160 ESPN card at the Royal Arena. Jack Hermanson versus Jared Cannonier. That's actually going to be an interesting one, actually. This is, to be honest, when I was telling you, like, every time I'll get into this, like you know how, like, the YouTube black holes? Like, I'll get into, like, a Google black hole with UFC. Mm-hmm. I'll just type in UFC on Google, and then, like, it pops up all the tabs, right? Like, the most recent fight card, and then all the ones previous, and then all the ones after. I'll always, like, kind of start thumbing through all the ones after. And this is one of those fights, actually, that I'm actually pretty hyped for because... Mm-hmm. I believe Jack Hermanson's the one who upset Jacare Souza, and Jared Cannonier is the guy who recently just beat Anderson Silva. So now, unfortunately, Anderson Silva, like pretty past his prime, and it's always unfortunate to see Silva go down like that. Like it looked like a leg injury of some sort, if I remember right, against Jared Cannonier. But Yeah, I'm actually that strikes me as a fun fight for some reason. Who knows? Maybe I might be proven wrong. And it's gonna be like a dud, but
I think for me it's gonna be Alex Olivia versus Nicholas Dalby. I think that's gonna be a really good fight.
Yeah.
But Alex likes to. He's like Cowboy Cerrone, you know.
Yeah, he's well, he's also nicknamed Cowboy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a Brazilian cowboy.
Yeah. So he likes to stand and fight. Yep. I feel like Ovin's superior. Saint.
Oh yeah, Saint Pro or whatever.
Saint Pro.
Yeah.
He's been on a bit of a losing streak, so
yeah.
I think he's gonna fight with his back against the wall.
Yeah. Dude, Khalil Roundtree, I'm excited for him, man, because I think I was there live when he was it him who knocked out it was him, Khalil Roundtree Jr. who knocked out live. It was at the DC Stipe card #1 part 1.
Oh, that one.
Gokhan Saki.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, dude, because I remember I was like a big Saki fan, and he just like knocked him out. I was like, damn, that fool's bad. But I remember he had like a bad loss, and I guess he went to Thailand to train like extensive, like really intense Muay Thai.
Yeah.
And he came back, Khalil Roundtree did, against his fight against Eric Anders. And dude, right off the bat, you could even see the commentators. Like he had like his weight on his back leg, and his front leg was super light, like Muay Thai stance. And dude, it did wonders that training camp change of his or whatever, or at least like the specific martial art that he was training for that fight. It did wonders. So I'm excited to see how he does in that fight. But
yeah, that's a good card.
Yeah. Other than that, I think that's it for episode 1. Is there any last things you wanted to bring up or?
No, not right now.
Yeah.
I think we covered a lot. It was fun.
Yeah, dude, this was fun.
Yeah,
this was fun. My foot was a balloon.
Who the fuck is that?
Who the fuck is that guy?
We should just have a soundbite.
Yeah,
McGregor.
Exactly. We gotta have those dialed up because I have a feeling it's gonna be a thing. But yeah, episode 1 of the MMA Bro podcast. My name's Lex.
This is Jesse.
And we'll see you next time. We'll
later, guys. Have a good day.
Bye, guys.
Take care. Enjoy your weekend.